gang is so bougie. New fit when I came in the spot. It's a weekend, you fucking on none. Spaceship and we touring on Mars. F1 is a full.
Alright, so we made it. We're going to be in Las Vegas for about a week. Just doing some business up here. Going to get some good lifts in. Just kind of check it out. I haven't been here since I was probably about like 8 years old. So it's all kind of new to me. So some gyms, check out the scene. Just kind of have some fun. It's a lot colder here than I thought it would be. I packed like shorts and t-shirts and everything like that, but it's like 50 degrees, so freezing my ass off. The mountains are actually right back behind us. They actually have snow on them too. Just the cribbo. I'm excited to film some stuff, kind of see what's going on here. Check it out. Hopefully the weather gets warmer throughout the week. Really hoping for some sun, but I guess that's not gonna happen. Bro, Superman. Bro, you got everything, bro. That's your breakfast in the morning. That's a whole meal right there, bro.
It's actually kind of ridiculous. I think it's worth it, you know? I think that it's a good investment. You know, like people fucking spend all kinds of money on drugs and alcohol and all this stuff. Oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. And it's like, I spend my money on vitamins, and then people are like, oh, why are you spending your money on that? It's like, because I fucking want to feel good, you know? I don't want to feel like shit. And like, I'm getting older, you know? I'm fucking 25. It's like, I don't know.
What are we doing? We go gym.
We go fucking gym.
We go gym. Just finished lifting and he got some new pre-workout. How would you rate it?
I would rate it really good. I think that one of the dangers of pre-workout is that it sometimes makes you push harder than you're actually physically capable of. And I would say that this pre definitely potentially falls into that category. That being said, I enjoy the stimulants, and I think that it's worth doing if you're gonna take lifting seriously. I think like pre-workout is basically a good thing to do. So I would give it like probably like a 7 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah. We're gonna check out some new gyms hopefully this week, and we're gonna have some crazy new lifting videos and TikToks, so just keep up on the socials.
New women, I'm picky, I'm choosy. How the hell she so gang and so bougie? New fit when I came in the spot. It's a weekend, you fucking on none. Spaceship and we touring on Mars. F1 is a Formula car. My necklace Highland Spring.
So we just whipped up some breakfast right after some fasted cardio. Did 20 minutes on the bike, nothing crazy. Taking a rest day today. Trained pretty hard yesterday. So we're just gonna do some recovery, maybe hit the sauna later. We got a lot of work to take care of, so we're just gonna kind of wrap that up for the day. So yeah.
What do you want me to talk about?
A lot of people don't know, but you used to live in Canada, moved down to Mexico. I can't tell his story in full, but I guess he can, so.
Well, you know, I've done this before, like, to people, but never, like, really on camera.
Yeah.
But, we'll see what comes out of me. But, basically, I was, like, very fat, like, for a long time, like, 10 plus years, and,
I'll throw some pictures in there, too.
Yeah, like, you know, you can see pictures. You can go to my Instagram, and I have pictures on there, obviously, I posted and stuff. Pretty much, like, I got really, really fat during, like, summer 2020 lockdowns, because, I don't know if people know this, but, like, the average person in North America put on, like, 30 pounds during lockdowns, which is completely insane. And I basically fit into that average. Like, I was gaining weight for a while. I ended up getting up to like around like 270 or so pounds. And I never really like tracked. You know, like I didn't take pictures because I didn't like the way that I fucking looked. It was like fucking cheese me. And so like I never took pictures. Even at the beginning, I kind of regret that now because I only have so many before pictures. I kind of keep recycling the same ones because I just didn't take pictures back then because I didn't like the way that I looked. You know? And now I take a lot of pictures because I like the way that I look way fucking more. Obviously, I want to take pictures, you know? And so if you don't like to take pictures of yourself, you probably don't like the way you look, and you should go to the fucking gym because it'll fix that. But essentially, I gained 30 pounds during those lockdowns, all I did was basically play fucking internet poker and eat junk food. And you know, like, to be honest, it was like a really fucking good time to play internet poker because the games were fucking filled with money because the government was just fucking printing money and giving it away to people. And people were sitting at home, they had nothing to do. They're like, fuck it, let's gamble. You know, they did other things. You know, we're in a fucking business, some of you that watch this, that took advantage of those other things. But essentially, I was part of that, and I wasn't doing any exercise back then. I wasn't into fitness at all. And I gained a lot of weight. And I think I peaked right at about 300 pounds, which is insane. I had to get like skin surgery because my skin had expanded so much. Like, that's how fat I was. You might see me now and not fucking believe it, but that's the reality of the situation. You know, like the skin surgery is the proof of that. And so basically, like, coming out of those lockdowns, I was like playing professional poker at the time and doing some other stuff. And you know, those games had kind of like died, and I ended up getting an opportunity to do some like management at like a poker club in Toronto. And you know, essentially I was like, hey, fuck this. I'm like, I can't look like a fucking idiot in front of people who like are gonna be like viewing me as like a managerial fucking role. So I was like, I have to fucking fix myself a little bit, and that was like sort of how I started growing up, I would say. So that was like the beginning, and that was like the end of 2020, like Q3 2020. It wasn't that long, it wasn't even 3 years ago. And essentially I started losing weight pretty fast because I had like a lot of like water and bloat weight from COVID, and I just got rid of that. So I lost about like 20-30 pounds like pretty quickly, but I was still fucking big back then. And I was pursuing the weight loss because of a friend that worked at the gym, at the club, this poker club that I worked at. He basically told me, he's like, listen, he's like, I've been through what you're going through. Like, I've been bigger before, and then I lost the weight. He was in good shape. And he's like, I'll fucking help you. Like, I'm literally in school to train. He's like, I'll train, but you have to come to me when you're ready. You know, like, because I'm not gonna fucking force you. But if you come to me, I'll give you the opportunity. So I'm like, fuck this. I want to go to you. Like, let's fucking do this. We sat down. We wrote our goals out. And I remember at the beginning, the first fucking like week or two, I basically had told them, like, you know, I don't want to be too big, you know, like I just want to get slim because like I'm like 5'9", it's like I'm like, being big like when you're short doesn't look good. Basically after 2 weeks I was like, fuck all of that. I'm like, I want to be huge. I want to put on as much size as I possibly can. How the fuck do I accomplish this? And that's basically was the start of my fitness journey. But we got fucked. We were actually training hard, but then lockdowns happened again in Q4 of 2020. And I was like, yo, fuck this. I can't be here for lockdowns. So basically, I dipped to Miami to go play poker. Well, in Florida, I was in Tampa for a bit, and then I went to Hollywood. I spent some time in Miami as well there. And I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm gonna go fucking to Florida because they were open for. And I'm like, you know, fuck this. But basically, I went there, and I was training still, but I wasn't doing weightlifting. And the reason I wasn't doing weightlifting is because I was honestly just concerned with fucking hurting myself. Maybe you're like, oh, you're a pussy, but it's like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing at the time. Now I know what I'm doing, but I really didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I wanted to train with my friend, you know, because I knew he was going to train me properly and teach me like properly, which I wanted to learn because I was serious about like continuing this for a long time. And I think you should do that, by the way. Like, there's for sure a gym bro that you know that would love to fucking train you at the gym. You know, like if you're fat and you want to train with me, I would love to fucking train you, get you in shape. It would, like, literally nothing would make me happier, you know. And so like, go fucking find a guy if you're fat and you're watching this and fucking get in shape. But basically I was doing a lot of cardio in Miami. I was walking everywhere, it was hot as fuck, and I was like doing like a lot of cardio in the gym, like 1 hour sessions. I would be drenched afterwards. And I think I lost about like 20 pounds, you know, doing cardio in Miami like that. And then basically I ended up going back to Canada, and you know, my birthday happened in December, and then a couple weeks later, basically my dad died. And you know, so that happened, and I just basically said, fuck this, like I'm not gonna like stop losing weight because he fucking died. It's like, people were bringing junk food over to my house. You know, I was just like, I can't eat this. You know, it's like, I understand that he's dead, and I was really upset about it, but I was like, I can't fuck up like what the future of my life is gonna be. You know, because I made so much progress. Like, I had lost 50 fucking pounds already. And like, I guess that was the biggest turning point, like my life, I would say. And I really started taking fitness super seriously after that happened, to be quite honest with you. So I would say like the gym basically helped me a lot during that. And I guess this is gonna be a long video because I got a lot more talking to do.
You're good, bro.
Basically, January 1st, I was like, okay, I need to fucking train. But it was lockdowns. The fucking COVID was happening. So the gyms were closed, so I'm like, what the fuck, you know? So basically, my boy, the same one that was training me, he's a really good guy, by the way. He basically said, listen, like, I have like a gym and you can come train with me. So I was super serious about it. Like, I never missed a session, like ever. I didn't miss a single session. We trained like every fucking day, like, or at least 4 or 5 times a week. And then I did some of my own training at my place. And it was basically just me because COVID was happening. So like I was basically just on my own. And you know, my family was there a little bit, but like mostly I was just on my own grinding. People were like, what is he up to? And I'm like, you know, I was sort of like plotting all this stuff in my life. Like I started having these like visions about what I could achieve. You know, a lot of people like they grieve in different ways, you know, and like for me, like I started grieving and like believing like I just had like an incredible future ahead of me, you know, like that was my mindset after my dad died. And I know that sounds crazy because most people go like the negative route. But my life was so negative for a while that like I think I actually like I hit a bottom. You know, it's like I was in like a downtrend, you know what I mean, for like 10 years. Like I feel like things swing up and down. Like if you think of the market, you know, like the stock market or Bitcoin or whatever, it goes up and down, like it trends, you know? And like I was in like a significant downtrend. But you know what's funny is that at downtrends, right, when you're at the bottom of the downtrend, that's when you're supposed to buy because it's gonna go up. But most people sell, you know, like most people sell the bottom and then they buy the fucking top. Okay? So nobody's gonna believe in you at the bottom is what that translates to, but they're all gonna believe in you when you've actually accomplished. You know, so it's like my bottom was when my fucking dad died. And it's like people thought I was gonna be fucked up because I was so fucked up for so long. Like my life was so fucked up in so many different ways. Like being fat and doing all this other retarded shit that I used to do. That was the bottom. And then now my life is going up and it's gonna continue going up. It's like I really had that vision that that was the bottom of my life. You know, like it was not gonna get worse and I was gonna fucking do everything in my power to make it fucking better. You know, like that was the fucking vision that I had. I went to work, like I was just grinding. I basically lost like 50 or 60 pounds in the first 3 months after my dad died. That basically takes us to like March, and this is when I started deciding like, yo, like I can't fucking live here anymore. I need to go out and like do something else. I need to be somewhere else. I need to fucking do something because I can't be fucking locked down, like have all this fucking energy. I want to go to the gym. But I wasn't even training in a fucking gym the first 3 months that I started training. It was literally in my fucking buddy's garage. We were literally in his fucking garage. I have some fucking videos from that. You know, I was like, yo, fuck this. Like I have to fucking leave. So I basically said, fuck it, I'm moving to Mexico. I started telling people like, you know, a few months after my dad died, fuck this, I'm moving to Mexico. I'm gonna become a resident in Mexico. People thought I was completely insane. For sure, you know, I'm sure they still fucking do think I'm completely insane. But it's like, I knew that it was the right thing to do, that I had to fucking leave and go be on my own and travel. You know, like you learn a lot when you fucking travel. So I did. I pulled the fucking trigger and I moved to Mexico in the middle of fucking COVID, which people thought I was nuts. They're like, oh, COVID's dangerous, all this stuff. Turned out that, you know, really wasn't the fucking case. And which I said all along, by the way, nobody fucking listened to me. But it really turns out it wasn't that fucking big of a deal. And it's like, you know, I don't know if that's a controversial opinion, I don't give a fuck, you know? But it's like, at the end of the day, like, it really wasn't that big of a deal, and I went there, it was hot as fuck. There's no fucking bacteria when it's like 1,000,000,000 degrees outside, trust me. And you don't really get sick there, and except for fucking food poisoning, so I got that several times. But I didn't get fucking sick from other stuff very often, it was very rare. But basically I just fucking moved there and I started traveling around there and I jumped from place to place for a while. Eventually like I started like, you know, settling in like places. I ended up settling in Playa del Carmen for a while. I lived in Tulum for a couple months. I lived in Querétaro and Puerto Vallarta and all these fucking places in Mexico. You can laugh at my Mexican accent. I didn't learn a fucking word of Spanish while I was there. To be honest, like I wasn't really there to fucking learn Spanish. I was there to just fucking get jacked and like improve myself in every way fucking possible after all the bullshit that I just went through in my life. That's basically at the end of the day what I was there for. So you might say, oh, you should have learned Spanish. Like I really wasn't focused on that, you know? Like I don't really give a fuck about learning Spanish and like the culture and like, you know, it's a beautiful culture and I really love living in Mexico, to be honest. Like I had an amazing time when I was there. But it's like I wasn't fucking there for that. I was there for me. And that's the reality. And so basically I lived there for a long time. Since May 2021 all the way up till February 2023, I lived in fucking Mexico. Most of that time was spent in Playa del Carmen. Basically my lifestyle is the same as it is now. Like I just fucked around on my computers like I always do, and I did shit online to make money, and I went to the fucking gym. You know, like obviously there's some other stuff, you know, thrown in there, like a little bit of fun and etc. You know, we'll leave it at that. You know, at the end of the day, like that was my life, you know, and I just fucking purely trained like a fucking animal for a really long time. And I started realizing, okay, like I started to get in shape, but my skin was fucked, you know, like my skin was fucked, and I'm like, holy fuck, I'm like, this is a fucking problem, you know, like I was dating a girl, and she was a doctor, and it's like, you know, she was literally telling me, she's like, yeah, your skin is fucked, like you have to get surgery, and you know, I'm like, yeah, and like that's when it started being like a real thing. I'm like, damn, I have to get a fucking skin surgery. That's not a fucking joke, you know? And so it started like being in my mind as like this like goal, you know? So I started working towards it. And basically like my mindset was like, okay, how the fuck do I keep myself sane and working towards my fucking goals? You know, like actually like pursuing what I need to do, which is the gym, while I can't look the way that I want. Because when you're a gym bro, if any fucking gym bros out there will understand this. If you're a fucking gym bro, you know what that means? It means that you have fucking body dysmorphia and you always want to look better. You know, like I'm not fucking satisfied with how I look. I want to look way fucking better. okay? But the reality is that I couldn't do that, and it fucked with my mind for a really long time. But the way I coped with it was I was like, yo, fuck this, I'm getting huge. I'm gonna put on size. Like, I'm gonna eat a fuckload of food, and I'm gonna train as hard as I possibly can because I know I have the fuel to do it. And that's what I did for a really long time. I wasn't great with diet. I think my training was actually probably decent for like a decent period of time, and it really improved into 2022. I started really training harder and learning how to train better, and my training continues to improve, I think. But I trained fucking hard always, you know, like I really trained fucking hard for a really long time. And obviously there were like breaks in between, and like stuff happened, like I got injured or I got sick or whatever. But basically I started getting in pretty good shape in 2022, and really in the summer of 2022 when I came back to Canada for 6 weeks, I really started getting into shape. And then I came back from Canada and I was like, damn. Basically the reason I went to Canada in the first place was because this was in like the middle of 2022 at this point. You know, like 2021 was just literally just me traveling and you know, dating and getting in shape, you know? 2022, I was really just getting like a footing on my life because like all this crazy fucking shit happened to me, like COVID and my dad. And by the way, I should throw in that my grandfather also fucking died a few months before my dad died, you know, that year in 2020, you know, which wasn't fun either. I miss him as well. It was just a fucked up year, you know, like a lot of people had a fucked up year during COVID. And I was one of those people in my own way. You know, I was like, basically in Mexico for a while, I ended up like sorting things out, but then I started feeling like, damn, I'm not doing enough with my fucking life, you know, like I need fucking more from my life. Like I was feeling complacent, you know, it's like, it's very easy to feel that way, and I see a lot of guys, and like I feel like they're kind of in that state right now, where like they're just comfortable with what they have. Like they might think they want more, and they might say they want more, but they're not actually taking action to doing things that are going to lead them to having more. You know? And so, like, I sort of started feeling like that, and I'm like, damn, I really don't like this, and I tripped out, and I fucking booked a flight, like a one-way ticket to Canada, just to shake things up, because I think, like, if you're feeling complacent like that, you have to shake things up immediately, so I always do something like that. And that gave me like a new energy, you know, like I went back and like I sort of realized that the people there had basically more or less stayed the same. I had changed so much and like progressed so much, it gave me a lot of confidence moving forward that was going to continue to happen. It's not like it's a competition, but it's just like it gave me like relativity. I was on my own for a long time in Mexico. I wasn't really like conversing with people or being like friends, you know, close with people. Like, I'm not really that kind of guy, you know, like I just keep to myself. It's like it gave me perspective on my life, you know, because I had been through so much in the past, like, year and a half, 2 years or whatever it was, a year and a half at that point. And so basically I came back to Mexico and I'm like I need to take bodybuilding serious because like I was getting in really good shape, and I'm like, damn, this is actually, it has a lot of potential. Like I understood that if I just kept going at it, I would eventually get in much better shape. Like, I really don't feel like I'm in good shape right now. Like, I feel like I could be in so much better shape. But I do understand the relativity of my transformation in that, like, it's already very crazy from where it was to where it is now. But, like, I have so much belief that it's going to be crazier in the future that I'm not comfortable or satisfied with where I am right now. That's basically my mindset towards that. But basically, I was like, damn, like, I should, like, compete for, like, a show or something. Like, I needed a new goal, you know? And I found this transformation show. I was like, damn, I'm like, that's fucking sick, you know? Like, I could win that, you know? Like, I believe that I could win it. And I thought that would be a cool thing to do. And so I was like, damn, you know, I'll do this transformation show, and I'll do like a full prep for it, take it super serious. Like I just wanted to pursue fitness in every way, but I didn't end up competing. I need some water. So I just have to get some water. But basically what I was saying is I didn't end up competing in the show. I really prepped hard for it, and I did fucking steroids for it as I posted on my social media that I'm on here. Like, I'm not going to lie about it, you know? Like, I think it's silly to lie. Like, I don't give a shit what people think. I want to do it because it's fucking sick, and I like this lifestyle, and I believe in myself and like what I can achieve in the gym, and like I fucking want to do it. You know, like I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. But I was doing it for this show because I wanted to look sick. I was like, yo, if I'm going to go fucking step on stage, I'm going to hire a fucking coach and go full prep, and I took it so serious. I was doing cardio every day, 6 o'clock in the morning for fucking 60 minutes a day, 7 days a week to try to get lean, and I did get way fucking leaner doing that. Trust me, I got way fucking leaner. But you couldn't see it because of my skin, and I was doing posing practice and everything, the whole 9 yards, and it's like my skin every day was just eating at me. I'm like, fuck, you know? I'm like I kept thinking, I'm like, shit, like I need to fucking like get this done. Then basically steroids hit me, and all this crazy business stuff started like blowing up for me. Like I'd like done business stuff before, like I was involved with this like poker club and poker stuff and whatever, but you know, not really like in an entrepreneurial way. Like I've never made claims that I'm like some like long-term tenured entrepreneur. I've never fucking said that once. Like I did other shit before, and like now I'm jumping headfirst into like this new world that I'm involved in now. But basically I started getting to this world, and like I started having success pretty fast, and stuff started really piling up, and I'm like, damn, I should fucking pursue this more. And like I wanted to do this, and I spent a lot of time, as you guys know, like building my you know OnlyFans agency at the time, and I really enjoyed the fuck out of it. Like, I loved it. I was grinding every day, and people know, like, there's a lot of people that follow me now that are gonna watch this video that know, like, I was literally grinding every fucking day, like 14 hours a day. The only time I wasn't grinding was when I was sleeping or in the fucking gym. I was locked in, and I was a fucking machine. When I was on steroids that first time, I'm not advertising for steroids, by the way, do your own fucking research, but when I was on steroids that first time, and it was only like a little bit of fucking testosterone and a little bit of Winstrol, I fucking was a goddamn machine, you know? Like, I got shit done. Like, my life advanced so much in just such a short period of time because of those things that I did to my body. Okay, I'm not recommending you do that, but they're performance enhancing drugs. Do you want to be better? You know, like, yes. So if the answer is yes, then think. If you just go to the gym and become a fucking superhuman, what do you think is gonna happen in the other parts of your life? You know, it's like, come on, bro. You know, it's like, think for a second, you know? So, not the point. So basically, that started materializing, and I started feeling more like I should not do this show and instead just get a fucking surgery. And I ended up basically going to like some like fucking like clinic that did like face stuff or whatever. I was getting like laser done at the time, and the woman that worked there had a fuckload of plastic surgery done, but she looked good, by the way. I knew she looked good. I'm like, oh, like where'd you get it done? And I showed her my stomach situation. And she's like, she knew exactly what I needed. This like Latino woman.
Damn.
So yeah, basically this Latina MILF, she basically told me about this guy, like this surgeon in Cancun, and I was like, basically at this point I was like, fuck it. I don't even give a shit who's gonna do it. Like, if he's good enough for this woman to get all his shit done on her, she's fucking good enough for me. And I was like, fuck it. You know, it's like, I mean, you don't think she fucking cares who's fucking around with her face and the rest of her body? I bet she fucking cares a lot. You know, so if she cares that much, he's probably fine. I fucking called the guy. I'm like, listen, I'm like, I have this situation. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you have to do. I want to fucking get a surgery. I want to right fucking now. I have money. Let's do this thing. You know, I was like, that's what I told them. And the guy's like, okay. He's like, come to fucking Cancun. So I went to Cancun. I spoke with this fucking guy, and I was like, whatever. I don't give a shit. Like, let's just do this thing. Like, I'm like, I just want to get it done because I can't fucking live with this skin on me anymore. Like, I have to push forward in my life. And basically, I ended up like flying my mom in to help me with the recovery. The recovery was really fucking bad. You know, like, it fucking sucked. I was stuck inside for like 2 months. I was in fucking pain. The first week I was literally a cripple in a wheelchair with like a fucking blood tube fucking hanging out with me. It was not fucking pretty, you know? Like, I don't have like that many pictures from them, but I do have like a couple, and it fucking sucked a lot, you know? But I basically just gutted it out, and I was literally like grinding my own agency, like, you know, within 24 hours or less of getting surgery, I was just fucking on my computer grinding again. And interviewing girls and doing all this shit. Like, it was crazy, you know? Like, but it helped me get through the pain because like I had something to focus on every single day, you know? So I was super locked in back then, and I made a lot of fucking progress and learned a lot of shit, and made a little bit of money as well, you know? And that was an interesting time in my life. Basically, like, I just grinded it out during that recovery. I was just straight grinding the whole time because I'm like, bro, I'm fucking stuck inside. Like, I couldn't even take a shower for like 6 weeks because it's literally part of the recovery. You can't take this vest off. I had to wear this fucking vest. Okay, you guys see my skin situation now, and like, it's starting to improve, but it's still not quite where it needs to be. And I need to put a lot of like time and effort and energy to try to like transform my body, which you can do. It's actually doable, but it's just complicated. Basically, the long story short, like, it fucking sucked, and I had to wear this fucking vest thing for a really long time as part of it. I literally got a fucking full-blown tummy tuck. It's not a joke. And I need to get another one because I still have like skin and back handles, and that's the damage from how fat I was, you know? Like, literally 2 surgeries worth. It's not like a thing that I could have like done anything in my training to avoid. It's just like part of what I had, like, you know, being fat for that long. You know, like, your skin expands, you can't unexpand. You know, it's a stretchy thing. But basically, I got through that, and then, like, you know, more or less the new year came, and I was just ready for a change in my life. You know, and I think some point you just know, you're like, bro, I can't make any more progress here. Like, what else could I have done in Mexico? You know, like, I literally went from fat to fit there, got a fucking skin surgery, learned all this stuff about myself and my life, you know, built a business, did like all these things there. And I'm like, I need to do something else. Like, I need to get out of here. And then I ended up getting some interesting situation in Las Vegas. And I said, you know what, like, this is a perfect opportunity for me to get out of here. And the other plan was going to move to Thailand, to be honest. I was like, something big is going to happen because I can't stay stationary for long, you know? My first big movement was that move to Mexico. And that fast forwarded me so much in my life, but it's because I made that huge change, you know? It's like, I forced it on myself, you know? It's like, yo, this like is something I have to do. I want to change. I have to do something to force me to change. Moving to Mexico for me was that, you know? And it worked out for me. Maybe, you know, for you it's something else, you know? It could be, I don't know what the hell it could be. It could be, you know, moving to Thailand. It could be, you know, moving to Eastern Europe. It could be, you know, moving to a different part of the States or a different part of Canada or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's got to be something, you know? Like, staying where you are is not going to help you fucking progress forward in your life, you know? And so now I'm out here, and it's like, well, what's gonna happen now? I mean, that's a good question. I'm just gonna keep grinding, living my life. You know, I mean, I think it's actually an easy question to answer. It's a good one, but it's an easy question to answer. And it's like, what got me here was literally just basically fucking straight grinding. You know, like all I did was grind and focus on improving myself every fucking day. You know, I didn't focus on anything else. Obviously, there were like very small breaks, but like I was locked the fuck in for a long time. And I got here, and I'm like, well, I'm like, I guess the same shit is gonna have to happen. You know, this is what has to be done. And so, like, I think that this like whole story, like, is basically like my fucking life story, how I went from fat to fit and what happened in between. I would say that, like, to sum everything up, you know, like if you're actually serious about losing weight, then you're gonna force yourself to lose weight. I mean, at the end of the day, like, you're gonna do something to make it fucking happen, whatever that thing is. You know, if you're not, then you won't. And it's really that simple. Just like having like crazy amounts of like belief in your ability to achieve stuff is like a really important life hack. And like for me, like I've done some, you know, several things, you know, from like my mindset training that I work on, you know, to try to like improve myself in that regard. I would say like for me, just like self-belief, like talk, you know, like speak to yourself and tell yourself that you will achieve something. If you fucking tell yourself over and over again that you're gonna fucking do something, it's 100% gonna happen. Okay, I have 100% belief in myself that I will achieve the things I tell myself I'm going to achieve. It's that simple, you know? But it's because I tricked my brain into believing that over time. It was a process. I worked at it for a really long time, okay? Weight loss is not just weight loss, it's in here, okay? It's in your mind, right? And so if you want to be successful with your body, it starts right in here. If you want to be successful with your business, right, it's your mind, you know? You get your mind right, your body right, everything else flows. And so it wasn't just my body that I worked on. That's what people see, but really I worked on my mindset. And working, you know, I worked on myself, and I think it's like, you know, it's two pieces to a puzzle, right? That would be my biggest advice. I would also focus on like learning as much as you possibly can along the way, because like I picked up a lot of valuable skills that people now value, and I didn't even know I was learning them at the time, you know. So you don't know what you're gonna learn until after the fact, right? And so I learned a lot, and now I'm sort of in this position, and like I don't feel like I'm some like fucking special guy or anything. Like I'm just a guy, you know, like this is my fucking life. And yeah, I feel like I should share it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Alright, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Sorry it's been kind of all over the place. I've just kind of been settling in. I promise I'll be getting a new mic soon, so I'm sorry for any of the bad mic quality. That's something I'm going to work on my part. And so when I get home later this weekend, I will order a new mic on Amazon. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. We do have a pretty cool video planned for tomorrow, so just go ahead and watch the next video. Hit up all my socials too.
New women, I'm picky, I'm choosy. How the hell she so gang and so bougie? New fit when I came in the spot.